Hey, oh, it's a little dark, but whatever. Maybe I can use this light. Hang on. Let's see, will this work? Is that any better? I can't really tell because, oh yeah, it is, okay. But I don't really like how, is that better? There we go. I mean, I need to see a little, we'll go with that. So I'm a little oily looking. Turns out, my dermatologist told me to stop. Well, so I was having, not that this matters at all. I was having a rosacea issue, and I went into the dermatologist, and he said to stop using every product I have. He was going to prescribe a specific medicine, and just to use petroleum jelly. And I was like, that's crazy. But the week before, my 14-year-old niece was like, oh, I use petroleum jelly on my face. And I was like, oh, that's nuts. And she's like, my dermatologist told me. And then my dermatologist told me, and my face is looking so much better. So that's why I look a little shiny. It's really my explanation. So a lot's been going on. Lots of stuff. I'm not quite sure where to start. So I'll just kind of go randomly. It is warm in here, though. It's warm. I have the door open, but I think my father has the heat on. And it's like 80 degrees. So, anyway, the first thing is that I got some big news, and that is that I have decided to let go of Jen's pen. And by that I mean wrap it up. I'm not just gonna let it go. I have too many things going on with it. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna put everything together, and there are a couple of people who have said that they want to be clients, and I'll take care of them if they still do. But I'm done. I'm done with it because I've been with it for so long. I've stuck with it for so long because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to. It felt like more than just a failure. Like, it was like, okay, I'm self-sabotaging myself again, and it's just gonna keep happening. And if I don't do this, it's just another example of it, and it's never gonna end. It's basically like I need to break the cycle, and so I've been really determined to stick with it. But I've been doing these Mind Valley quest things, and there's circles, and you can see in my glasses. It's better. Now I can't see myself, which is probably a better thing. But I might put this back on in a second. So I've been doing these Mind Valley things and quests. It's like courses, and one of them is called Duality, and it's a like energy thing. And then the other is, there's a couple of other ones, but the other big one is about manifestation. So I'm taking them both, and I think I'm getting a lot out of them. There are a lot of realizations that are happening, and it's exciting. I've been doing, today I journaled for the first time in forever, and it's like, let's just take a look. I'm not going to show you everything, but like, I don't know if you can see this. Okay. This, and that, and that, and that. That was journaling today. It was a lot. I had a lot to say. And I kind of want to talk about it. There's a lot to talk about though, so I'll try and keep it short and maybe kind of break it up into a few different videos. The first thing that comes to mind is, it's like 5 things that just came to mind all at once. But the first one I'm gonna go with is, so one of the things in the duality class, this energetic kind of course, it's about, like, there's a lot of energetic tools that we're learning, right? So grounding, which I'd kind of already known about, but also like working with your awareness, and other things. One of them is kind of tapping into universal knowledge. And the past few, so they have these meditations, these guided meditations, pretty much with every class. And one of the things that he's kept on saying during them is like, bring to mind a question that you have right now, something like along those lines. Just let it be there, feel the energy, see the answers swirling around you, and whatever comes to your mind, and let whatever thoughts come to your mind, and any words or images or whatever. And in the moment, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get an answer. The question I kept asking at the beginning was, why am I so afraid all the time? Why am I so scared all the time? And then I think I asked that question maybe 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 different meditations. And I was doing something in the kitchen and thinking about it, and it came to me. And it is that it's because I've always been scared. Like, I grew up, and I wouldn't want my mother to know this, so I hope she doesn't find out. She's like, oh, look at this particular one. I know she's not on Facebook looking at them. Anyway, I was terrified as a child. Our household wasn't the most functional, and that's not saying, everybody's is. I'm not special in any way, but my particular, what was it Tolstoy says? Something I'm paraphrasing here, I'm butchering the quote, but it opens Anna Karenina, and it's like, every happy family is happy in the same way, but every unhappy family is unhappy in different ways. I just totally butchered that quote, but the idea, you get the idea. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how our family was unhappy. I don't know how much of this I want to really reveal, because I don't want to feel like I'm betraying my parents. But my mom and my dad, were in love when they got married and everything. And they got my brother and me, and then they had my sister. And basically my father bailed. He was still there physically, but he's like, I'm out. And he basically left my mother alone with 3 children, and then he sort of became a 4th. But he never did anything with us, and Mom was angry. She was really angry, which is understandable. I would never, ever, 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 ever want my father as a partner, or someone like my father. Obviously not my father, but like someone like my father. It wouldn't last. I would have been out of there. But she stuck around because, back then, you stick around for the kids, which I don't think is the right idea, to be frank. Better have a divorce and be happier than be together and be miserable. But she stuck with it, and she was pissed off the whole time, and it came out at us, or at least it came out at my sister and I. My brother seems a bit oblivious to it. So I'm just gonna keep it down because I don't want my mom to hear me. So her anger came out a lot at us, and it was terrifying. So I was spent, and my whole family was angry. My father had a short temper, has a short temper, like really short. My mother's temper was really short. My sister's temper was ridiculous, and my brother had a short temper as well. Everybody in my family was angry all the time, and you never knew when a blow up was coming. Well, it's funny, I say you never knew when a blow up was coming. You knew that a blow up was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew that it was, without a doubt, there would be another one soon. And, I learned to look for the markers, right? So I knew when it was imminent, but still always on high alert, looking for the markers. Like, okay, So I grew up, that's how I grew up, anxious. Always like something bad's about to happen. I just gotta be on the lookout for it, because even if it's not in front of me, it could be going on behind me, and then it'll come up here eventually. So I grew up scared. I grew up looking for the dangers, knowing that there was always a danger, and it was always just like a hair breadth away. So that's why I'm scared as an adult, because that's how I learned to exist in the world. And that was, my very formative years was the world's a dangerous place and you better look out. And honestly, not that anything was physical. It was all emotional, and as an adult, of course, you look back and you realize your parents were humans. And you're like, okay, yeah, all right. And it's, it might not be your fault that something happened, but it is your responsibility to fix it, right, in your own life. So my first answer was, well, you've been scared your whole life, so of course you're scared now. Like, it's just your existence on this planet. That's what it's always been, and it's not going to just magically be different. It sounded kind of like magically delicious there, right? But anyway, so my next question during these meditations was like, well, how can I? It might have been kind of simultaneous, like, why am I so afraid, and what can I do about it? So the next answer was basically deal with your issues with your parents, and that has to do with me. It doesn't mean that I have to go and talk to them about it, because that would be pointless. It would just be incredibly hurtful for my mother, and it wouldn't accomplish anything for me. And honestly, like, get over it. Sorry, you're an adult. I'm speaking to myself here. Get over it. It's what happened. So I was like, okay, well, I have to deal with my issues with my mother and my father. And obviously, my father's the bigger problem for me. Because my mother's a sweet lady. She's so kind, and she's nervous herself. And she's just concerned with making other people happy and doing things for other people. She's really an amazing, lovely lady. She's the most negative person you'll ever meet in your life, but she enjoys complaining. It gives her something, and she just wants to help people. So my issues with her are just, leftover residual stuff that I need to deal with. But with my father, we still have this combative relationship, and as I was saying the other day, I was having an issue with him, and I wanted to kill him. Not really, but kind of really, but not really, but kind of really. And I love him, but kind of, yeah, but not really. So, I was having that issue with my father the other day, and I meant to come back on and talk about it because, I became super aware of it, and I, between the meditations I've been doing and my thinking about this, I realized, like, I really, really do just want to get over it. Like, I want to be able to deal with it. I want to be able to sit there, stand there, whatever, when my father's in the room doing things that trigger me, and for me to be able to be like, be okay with it, be like, whatever, this is your problem. That's kind of a mean way to put it, but so there's so much detail to talk about. So anyway, a couple days after that, I was dealing with my father, and it was a little better. The situation wasn't as charged, but I was able to kind of there was still but I was able to be like, okay, just chill and do that. It was hard. And I wasn't perfect at it. I am. It's not like I was just like, oh, I'm perfect now. It was like, but it got better, so I was encouraged by that. Today, I was kind of doing a meditation, and I was getting a little angry, and I do get angry when I'm doing guided meditations sometimes, because they're talking about, like, they talk a lot, and sometimes they talk really fast. And they're like, oh, you know, see this and do this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, give me up for a second. Like, if you want me to do all this, like, I can't think while you're talking to me. And I can't think while you're, like, and listen to you at the same time. So give me a second if you want me to visualize something. Give me a second if you want me to think of a question. Like, just shut up for 5 seconds. Don't keep talking, because I can't do it if you keep talking. So I get angry and then resentful, and then I also get angry at myself for not being able to do it, and blah, blah, blah. It goes on, it goes on, it goes on. I've been getting better at it because I've been, when I see it come up, I've been more accepting of it, although there is a pit of my stomach thing that I need to acknowledge while it's happening and relax it, release it, because it's very tight when this is going on. So I got a little pissed off, and I was like writing in the steno pad. I have steno pads for the different things, you know, I'm taking notes or whatever. And I started writing it, and I'm like, you know, I'm just pissed off. Like, you know, come on, God, like I'm doing what I think that you're, you know, I'm pretty sure that this is what you're calling me to do, and I'm doing it, and I'm trying, but you gotta step up here. You gotta give me some help. Like, I need to know. Like, I need guidance here, and you need to tell me what to do. You need to tell me, give me my inspiration, give me whatever. Just take the shit away from me and give me the shit that I need, because I'm trying. You know? And I was like, you know, like, and it feels ungrateful, you know what I mean? Because it is. But I was like, you know what? I need to transfer this to the journal, because this is too long and complicated. So I started writing in the journal, and so much came out, and I'm so grateful that God just answered that prayer, even though it was a busy prayer. So I started like writing, and you know, one of the things that came out, you know, I was writing about my father, and you know, I really want to be able to, like I was saying, be there while he's doing the things that trigger me the most, and have it roll off my back and be like, no big deal, not have it affect me. And one of the things I realized, because I was thinking, oh, like, well, you know, how could I do this? Think about, you know, he went through a horrible childhood, you know, and he has all these issues. And I was thinking about his issues, and then I realized it's not his issues that I have to deal with, it's my own. The issues I have to address are my issues with his issues, not his issues. Not, oh, he has problems and I have to be okay with that. I have to go, I have problems, and I need to deal with them. And that was kind of a big revelation, because on the one hand, you kind of know that, but on the other hand, you're like, I can only speak for myself. On the other hand, it's like, I'm so focused on him being the problem, when it's an equal thing. Let's just be honest. My eyes get so fucking dry, and the eye drops I have right now do not work. I'm gonna go turn that fan off. Hang on. I keep trying with these eye drops, but they're not any good. But I'm gonna try. So the problem now too is I just put that medication on my face, and I just hope it doesn't leak into my eyes. That really does not help, like, at all, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Okay. So turn this light down. All right. For the time being, you're just gonna have to deal with me like this in the dark. So I really, it kind of sunk in, like, no, you don't have to deal with his issues. You have to deal with your own. You have to deal with your issues with his issues. And that's the root of the problem, right? I can only be responsible. And it was an empowering realization. it's just like, okay, now how do I deal with it? And I think that's something, did I go into that? I mean, I think that was the answer to how do I deal with it. I think I have to go further into like, okay, but how? I get what now, but how? So there's that. And then there's this manifestation thing that I'm working on that I can feel a bit of resistance to, which is not my favorite. But I'm committed to certain things, and one of them is showing up for this meditation for this class every day. So I did most of the class, and there's this activation that she's got activations rather than meditations, and I only got like I tried twice to get through it, and I couldn't because I was just getting mad because she was talking so quickly, and I was like, give me a second. But you know, it had to do with, okay, what's your intention? Why do you want this attention? What is it going to bring you? And she's just like, okay, you know, and she's, you know, okay, well, think about that, and there's this container, and blah, 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 and I'm like, wait, because, you know, she wants you to feel the gratitude, she wants you to feel this or that, because of this, you know, because of the things that are coming or whatever. And I'm like, well, you got to give me a second to get that before you keep talking to me about how grateful I should be. You know, like, just give me a second. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I need to stop, and I need to come to this before I come back to this meditation, and be able to like before the meditation, you know, live in that space that she keeps talking about, and imagine what it's going to be like, and all this stuff, and then I can go into the activation, and like at least be a little bit closer to it. So I'm going to work on that right now. Another thing I'm gonna go do that now. But another thing that I'm working on doing is the sleep thing, getting better sleep, and it's already late, but I'm gonna go do this meditation. It doesn't take too long. I need to do it twice because there's 2 intentions, so it's gonna be like 20 minutes. But I'm gonna do that because I'm supposed to go to bed at 12. That's another video. We can talk about that in another video. So there's a couple of things that I've been thinking about today, and I'll get into more tomorrow. But other than I'm leaving Jen's pen, this was another of the big realizations that I had, which is that's not my purpose. My purpose is this, and the BN, and my acting career. And those are the places that I should be focusing my attention. And if I go for it, I will make money. Because my thing has also been like, Jen's pen is the only way I know of right now to make money now. Like, I can't make money any other place. This is the place where I have to make it. But I don't think that's true. I think that if I really go for these things, money will come. You know, and I would love to not have to worry about that, but yeah, we all have to make a living. So I do believe that through this, I'm going to be able to serve you, and I'm going to find a way to serve that also makes me money, that is in with alignment with what I'm doing and my values, and my mission and my purpose. So we'll discuss my mission and my purpose later, because I'm going to go do these activations. But it's just the thoughts that I'm having, and I want you to know that like I'm progressing, and not because I'm progressing, and I want you to know that I'm progressing, because I just want, again, with the point of all these videos is to show you where I was and how I'm moving, how I'm growing, because I want you to know that you can deal with your thoughts and your emotions in a different way, that you're not your thoughts and your emotions, and when they come up, you too can deal with them in a different way. And the reason I'm doing it in front of you is because I want you to see it in action, and not just in an action. The thing I keep constantly going back to is when I was depressed. If you had come to me and said, I was depressed, but now I'm cured and I want to show you how to do it, I would have just been like, fuck you. If you're cured from your depression, you clearly were not as depressed as I am. But if I show you, and you know where I'm coming from, you know, and you see the progress, you see how I'm reacting differently and doing things to progress, you know that you can do it. and you can find your version of it. And that's why I do these videos, and that's why I'm okay with showing you guys all of this. And also it helps me. I'm an external processor. It does help me get through it. And process the emotion. But I'm putting this out there because I want people to be able to lift themselves up, because those feelings are the worst. They make life almost unbearable. And I don't want people to feel that way. And I want to show them that there is an option not to. And it's work. It's work. It takes time and it takes effort and it's hard. And you have to keep at it. Even when you backslide, you have to keep going. You can't give up. And that's hard. It's really hard. It can be really hard, but it's worth it. It's so worth it, because it's just, life is so much better now. And I'm not saying it's perfect, and I have a long way to go. But if you have these emotions, if you have these thoughts, if you're tortured by your thoughts and your feelings, you have an option. You don't have, I didn't know forever. I didn't know I had an option of reacting differently. I didn't know. So I want you to know that there is, and I'm doing it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So that's why I'm doing this. Anyway, I'm going to go do these activations, meditation things, and I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. But things are progressing, and I'm excited about the future, because I kind of realized, like, Jen's Pen is not my purpose in life. It was a means to an end. And I think that's why I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be at it, or as I thought I should be. I'm not saying that I was unsuccessful. I did get some stuff done. I just would have preferred to a lot of things to go differently, and for my behaviors to be different. But I think that was the way it was because I really wasn't. My heart wasn't there. My heart and my soul and my spirit are in this, and in the BN, and in my acting career, and that's where I should be. I've been denying myself that for a long time, and it makes me so happy to be pursuing it now, and I'm ready to do whatever it takes, whereas I wasn't with my company. I was just like, oh God. But now I'm like, okay, let's do it. And it's exciting, and I'm hopeful. So that's another thing I want you to know you can feel, if you don't. And yeah, that's it. So I am going to sign off, as I always do, letting you know that even if, like, you're like kind of like, oh crap, like, why is it this way, and how do I fix it, and you can always choose. It's a choice to have a grateful night.